Welcome to FM Corner. I'm Danny Koontz, your host, and today we're going to do the first of a three-part series. We're going to talk about business and lessons learned, things that as you've worked through the industry, as I have, that you've learned and you have became acutely aware of how important these things are to have success in whatever your job may do. So today we're going to do three. The first one is healthy relationships. Whether you're on the facility side of the business, you're on the vendor side, you're going to have relationships. Obviously, it's critically important that you do everything you can to have healthy relationships. Healthy relationships build trust. You have the ability to work together. You can pass information to someone and they don't have to stop and go, well, I'm wondering, is that legitimate? Is that the truth? What are they telling me? They trust you. So you want to build healthy. Healthy helps both sides of the coin do better and have better success. In other words, you're on the vendor side and you may have an idea that could help your facility partner. If you have a healthy relationship or one that has trust, you're going to be able to say, hey, I've come up with something here that I think will benefit both of us. May save you some money, may save me some time, ways to do something, a better way to get something done, whatever that is. And if that relationship is healthy and is built on trust, then the ability to work together to get things accomplished become much easier. Long term, you can't make a living if you don't have a healthy relationship with the person you're working with, because the first thing that goes is there's no trust. So they take everything you say or everything you try to do kind of with a grain of salt or apprehension because they're not sure whether they believe it's the right thing to do or not. All that does is slow everything down, puts doubt in everyone's mind, and nothing gets accomplished. The way you build that relationship is having conversations, having talks, delivering honesty, true facts. Don't sugarcoat things. If you own something, own it. If you make a mistake, take care of it and own it. Don't talk around it. Don't make excuses. Just get it taken care of. Speak open and frankly. If you have to defend the work that you've done, then do it. That's exactly what you should do. It's okay to disagree, but it's still built on trust and the fact that each person knows what the other one is saying. So the way in success in business is work very hard to build healthy relationships and ones that people would talk about, like, I worked with this person, I had a really good experience, everything was good. The second one we want to talk about is people do a lot of things really well on the way up. They cultivate relationships, they work with people, all of that as they go through. They're building their career. The part you want to keep an eye out on is when that person moves through the ladder up towards the top. Do they change? Is there things they used to do that they don't do anymore? Have they become corporate speak, in other words, that everything they say is tied to corporate or something like that? Has this person changed? What you're hoping is that the values that a person has on their way when they've started at the bottom and they've worked their way to the top, those values continue now that they are at the top of the mountain. That's what you're looking for. They're now at the top of the mountain and their values and the things that they hold dear and important to them are still there. If all those start to change because of where they are, that's probably a conversation. If you know that person well, you want to speak to them, you want to talk to them to find out. Now, we all know as you move through a company up through that ladder of success, there are some things that you may not 100% buy in, but it's what the company is doing and you go along with it and work at it and do the best you can. But hold those values that you consider important, that you have used all the way up the ladder, and treat all the people and spend that time talking to them and continuing to cultivate those relationships just as you did when you were starting out. That's critically important because people watch. And the third item is this is no easy business. There is no easy business. Facilities is very difficult. Work at it really hard. Know there is constant change. Things are changing. Budgets get shrunk. All those type of things. Work at it hard. Look for ways in which you can improve what you do. What can you do better as a facility manager, or you're a vendor that is supporting facilities? What is it that you can do to try to make it better? Not just that's the way it is, but what can I do? What skills have I learned over time which will be helpful? And then bring those ideas or situations to the table and work at them so that you can try to make things a little better. It's not easy. Nobody's going to have a magic bullet and they just come in and say, okay, this is how it's done. This will make it simple and easy for everything. It isn't the way it works. It's a very difficult business. And one of the things in facilities is the better you are at it and the better that you tend to deliver results, the more you get to handle. So you have to continue to come up with ways to work at it, but continue to try to find little things that over time will result in big things, whether that's money saved, time saved, a better working relationship, whatever it is that you can do to help that business from whichever side of the coin that you're at, because it is hard. But that's what drives, and that's what facility people do, and the vendors who support them. They work together to find ways to build successes. So continue, put your head down, and keep working as you go through. Those are three of the kind of business lessons that I have learned from years in this industry. Next week, we will talk about the second three, and then we will have a part 3, which will be 3 more at the end of a total of 9 business lessons. Thank you very much for listening today. And as always, advice is always free at FM Corner. See you next week.